Good morning, everybody. Today we're doing some car camping over by the Grand Canyon. I got some new gear with me also. Let's get underway. There we go. All right, guys, we're here, finally. Got this whole place to myself, which isn't saying much considering this place is very big. There's a couple campsites that are along here, and I could even go further down if I wanted to, but I think I'm good here. It's a nice, robust fire ring that's already here for us, which is good. Oh, someone burned their axe in here, it looks like. Broken axe. There's actually something kind of nice that people have done here. I don't know if it's the rangers or not, probably. But they leave some really nice dry firewood out here. That's not enough for me, I don't think, but it's a good start. And there's plenty around, so I'll go get looking. So first things first here, this is a new car. Pretty sweet. It hit these, got up this road no problem, which most cars would, but I felt very confident because I have the all-wheel drive. Let's see here. What do we got? We got turkey tracks here. Got some tiny tracks here. Maybe a raccoon, maybe a ringtail or something. What do we have here? I see a, oop, never mind. Thought it was a bullet. It's not a bullet, it's glass. So we gotta be careful around here. We are maybe only a few minutes from getting to the Grand Canyon. Actually, look at it. These might be squirrel tracks, actually. That's cool. So I already have a headache from that drive, which sucks. So I'm gonna get a fire going and then we're gonna make something to eat. So tinder has not been hard to find, and neither has kindling. Actual fuel is a little bit trickier. We are not allowed to cut down any trees, even if they're dead, which, you know, I'm an ecologist, I know why that is. It does make it a little interesting. As you can see, this place has been burned recently. There's a lot of water in here too. Maybe it just rained or something? Or they just put these out a while ago. But I think it'd be smoldering still. There's another campsite that's right over here. Maybe I can borrow some of their wood. A couple of it. I won't take the whole thing because I don't want to leave everybody without wood. It's a nice spot too. There's so many nice spots out here. I think this is a more popular place in the summer, which I don't know if I'd want to camp out here in the summer because of how many people there are, but I think they probably just throw their waste wood out here to have people burn. There is a board with some nails in it. I kind of don't want to burn it because I don't want nails everywhere, but I mean, it looks like they intend for you to use it, so might as well. I don't know if I'm gonna pry that out with my bare hands. Didn't bring the hatchet with me, I left it back at the camp. This'll do probably, actually. Yeah. Oh, it's so sooty though. A lot of this is kind of wet, surprisingly. Maybe it snowed recently or something. Funnily enough, I have service here. Weird. But I've gathered a decent amount of wood here to use for my fire. And now it's important when you do fires that you have a couple different kinds of fuel that you have. So for the first type of stuff we put in the fire to start it is tinder. Tinder is the finest stuff, easiest to catch on fire. So a good example of that would be like these pine needles. Pine needles are very flammable. They're really, really good for tinder. But also what works really good if you aren't out here is like lint from your dryer, paper, all this little fine stuff, cotton, basically anything fine that catches on fire really easily. That's the baseline of your fire. Next is kindling. Kindling is what actually gets the fire going. Tinder starts the fire, but the kindling is what keeps it going. That's this stuff. Little sticky stuff, all of it's gotta be pretty dry. But little tiny sticks and things like that are around like twigs up to maybe about the thickness of your thumb, that's all considered kindling. But that's kindling, and that's what gets the fire going. You could actually keep a fire going totally off of kindling, but it's not very efficient. The kindling is used to ignite the fuel. Fuel is bigger logs that need a lot more time to catch on fire. So the kindling allows for the fire to stay on the fuel long enough so that it catches fire. Now we're gonna build a fire. Well, my fire making skills aren't as good as I remember them being, but at least I got something going. It's clear to me that this hatchet is a little too small for a lot of the fuel, so it's gonna be a bit of a challenge to get it all broken up into usable pieces. But I'll get there, though I will run out of wood. So before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna grab some more firewood so I can start up in the morning. But the goal for me right now is to get this fire to have a lot of embers and coals. That way, I can cook underneath it. I have a stove that I can cook with, but let's see if I can do this. It's been a while since I've done this, and it's kind of weird with this hatchet that I got going. Wish I had an axe. I'm gonna probably get one of those next. I decided to say screw with that one and just throw it right on the fire. Big one. As you can see, my wood supply is now low already, so time to go look for some more firewood. But you guys can chill there while I do that. I need my hands. I also broke out the shotgun just in case we run into any bears while we're doing our cooking, but I doubt we will. Okay, so you guys can check out my cooking kit that I just got. This is the GSI Outdoors single person mess kit. My first time using it. So it comes with Little tiny frying pan that folds up. Little bowl, a cup, and a pot. So the first thing I'm gonna prepare is the thing I can just leave in the fire. Now the fire's not ready just yet to have the embers I want, but we can prepare it instead. So what I'm gonna do, first, I'm gonna take a sheet of aluminum foil. I'm gonna be pretty generous with this because I'm gonna wrap it a lot. Now, I'm gonna start cutting up some summer sausage. Summer sausage is a great food for backpacking or camping. Keeps really well, it's flavorful, has a lot of salt in it. I'm gonna just cut this up a little bit here. I'm gonna mix these up a little bit here, all up in this tin foil. Now cut it up nice and even. Well, not really nice and even. This is very quick and dirty. Not very, I'm cutting it with a camp knife, you know, so it's not gonna be, you know, like it's a chef's work of art. Throw these all in here. Now, I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of oil over all this. It's better to use a spoon, but you know. This is my first time trying this, by the way, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna put a bunch of salt on this one. Normally I don't do salt in stuff I just cook at home because I don't like having the extra sodium, but we're camping, whatever. I need I need the flavor, and also I'm limited on what I can bring out here, so salt is fine, and so is pepper. Let's get some pepper. So we got our salt and pepper and everything all up on this. Now it's ready to get wrapped up. So I make sure it's all together. Wrap it up nice and tight. I'll put another sheet over it. I'm being a little liberal with my tinfoil usage, but you know, I have a whole roll, so I might as well use it. There we have it. It's all sealed up. So this fire's been going pretty good for a little bit, so it's made a lot of good coals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the fuel over to one side. I'm gonna cover this with the coals, and we're gonna cook it for a little bit. Okay. It's gonna be it'll be a little interesting to get back out. I can already hear it sizzling in there. That's pretty nice. Not sure how long I'm gonna keep it in there because everything in there is technically already cooked. Well, besides the potatoes. So we'll see how long it takes. Okay guys, I just finished making that that dinner I was telling you about. This is just all the summer sausage and stuff cooked up. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna give it a bit of a taste test. The salt was a good idea. It's cooked really well, actually. Would recommend. So, unfortunately, the downside of camping in the winter is that it gets very dark very fast. I'm about to put out the fire and get ready to go to bed. Even though it's really early, I'm just probably gonna chill in the car and just listen to the sounds of the forest and get ready to go to sleep. So we're gonna put this fire out real quick. This is what I'm working with for a place to sleep, guys. It's the back of my Subaru. It's really spacious, actually, and I got some blankets in my sleeping bag, and got some coats and a pillow. So I think it'll be I think it'll actually be a pretty comfortable night. Good morning, everybody. It is maybe a little past 6. The sun is still not up yet, and it is freezing in here. It is 21 degrees outside and inside. There's frost all over my windows. I decided to turn on the car and start getting it warmed up a little bit in here. Once the sun is up, I'm gonna get out there and make a fire again and try to warm up a little bit. Getting bright enough to see outside, so I think it's a good time as any to get out there and go to the bathroom and maybe start the fire up. Huh. Strange. It looks like the fire burned down my log that I had in there. Okay, so usually in the morning there are some embers left over in the flames, and it looks like there are a few, which is good. GoPros don't necessarily really like the cold, so I'm hoping that we can get this started before the camera just starts turning off. Okay. There are a couple of embers in here, but I don't think it'll... Yeah. Yeah, I should probably just start it with the lighter. Sounds like the ravens are awake. There we go, now it's going. But I'm still pretty cold, so maybe we can make some coffee real quick. Okay, so just like in Mount Wrightson, I have this French press slash thermos that I'm going to be using to make some coffee. The first thing you need to do is boil some water. So I got my MSR pocket rocket I showed you guys last night that I ended up not using because I cooked my dinner in the fire. And we're going to set that up and get some water boiling. I'm also going to grab the coffee out and fill my French press up with it. Okay. Okay, I got my coffee. Here's my French press. I'm gonna put a liberal amount in there. It's probably more than enough. Get my water boiling. Oop. Let's give it an Nalgene. Okay, I'm gonna use Zippo lighter. And now we wait. All right, looks like our water's ready. However, these tend to be still pretty hot. Just gonna make sure that we're good here. Try to use this glove to get it in there. Let me put this in the top here. And now we wait and let that brew. In the meantime, I think it's time for some breakfast. So let's fire up the stove again and let's make some eggs. Okay, so I loaded up with some GSI isobutane. Let's hope it works pretty good. I've never used it before. So I've been re-cooking all these sausages Red Dead Redemption style, and they've been working really good. Well, I finished eating because my camera kept cutting out, but I was cooking the sausages on the fire with my knife. I have my car charging some other batteries that are a little better than this one, but they won't be done by the time I have to go. So hopefully this battery will last me long enough. But I'm gonna do a little bit of casual birding, walk around a little bit, and yeah, then we'll probably get ready to get home. So before I finish up here and just go birding for a little bit, I'm gonna put out this fire here. That's most important. I'm actually almost out of water. I have these 2 Nalgenes are empty now, and that gallon of water is almost empty, but it's more important to put out the fire than it is for me to drink water, because I can get back to civilization pretty easy to get some more water. So I'm gonna put this out here. Just missed it, but 2 ravens just flew overhead. Oh, those are pygmy nuthatches. It's a new species for the year for me. A lot of white-breasted nuthatches around the campsite too. It's a good haul. I really love nuthatches. They remind me of the north woods of Wisconsin, because they like to live in relatively colder temperatures that I've found, and they like to be in a lot of conifers. There's a lot of them I find are in conifers. Well guys, I'm all packed up, and the fire's out, and I'm kind of loaded up and I'm ready to go. So I think it's about time to head on home and end our adventure for this weekend. Thanks so much for joining me again. I really appreciate you keeping coming back. I've been Evan, and we've been outside. See you in the next one, guys.